I'm going to do today is reflect on some of the amazing things that have happened to me since I've learned how to trust my body. And I want to start off with a little bit of a fun exercise. So just take a second, step in front of a mirror, or turn on your iPhone camera, whatever works for you. I want you to look at yourself, look at your reflection, and I want you to name out loud the first 5 things that you notice. Go ahead, I'll wait. You can even pause the video if you need to. Okay, did you do it? Most people who do this exercise name things they don't like about themselves. And if that was you, this one little thing, the way you talk to yourself, is the key to unlocking literally everything you've been wanting. I'm a life coach and I help people step into their potential through nervous system regulation. So today we're going to talk about what becomes possible when you start working with your body instead of against it. And honestly, it's so much easier than you might think. So first I want to talk about the nutrients that we give our body, not just like the physical nutrients, what we put into it, the water, the food, those kinds of things, but I'm actually talking about the emotional nutrients that we offer to our body. That emotional nutrients, the way that we talk to ourselves, the emotions we feel about ourselves, the signals that we are sending to our own body all day, every day, that's kind of like fertilizer that you put on a plant. When you give the plant good nutrients, plenty of sunlight, lots of water, it doesn't have to work hard to grow. It just does. That's the flower's job. It flourishes, it blooms. It's literally designed to thrive when it has its needs met. But if we put poison into the fertilizer, then the plant's going to struggle. It turns brown, it's going to get droopy, and eventually it stops growing. I don't know about you, but I grew up in a culture where putting myself down was actually considered like a virtue of some kind. Like being humble was putting yourself down and criticizing yourself in front of other people before anyone else could do it. And I just thought that was like how you were supposed to be. Those were like the rules of showing up to life. Every critical thought, the harsh words to myself, every time I looked in the mirror, I just had this kind of feeling. And I was constantly sending this signal to my nervous system: we are not safe, we are not okay, something is wrong, mayday, mayday, mayday. Your body, it believes you, it respects you, it wants to serve you, so it responds to what you tell it. So next I want to talk about what shifts when you start to tune into your body. And I'd like to tell you about an experiment that I did, and it really completely changed how I show up to life. I spent about 6 months asking myself one simple question whenever I had a decision to make. What would I do if I loved myself? And what I discovered was wild. I realized that I had this pattern of always pushing through. I'd ignore that I needed to use the bathroom. I'd skip rest when I was tired. I wouldn't stop for water. I would just keep going and going and going, and I was running my life in this state of overfunctioning. I thought I was being productive and I thought I was being responsible. But what I was actually doing was training everyone around me, including myself, that my needs don't matter. So I made this tiny, almost ridiculously simple shift. So whenever I had a few minutes, I'd pause, take a deep breath, and just connect into my body. And I would ask, what do you need right now? Sometimes I would need movement, sometimes a bath, or I would need to lie down for 10 minutes. Sometimes I needed food. And here's what happened. I started getting more energized, and not from pushing harder, but because I was listening to my body and my body was giving back to me. I wanted to do more because I trusted that I would get my needs met. My relationships got deeper. I could be more fully present with my son and my husband because I wasn't running on empty all the time. And I felt this peace I hadn't felt in such a long time. I stopped trying to control everything to feel safe, and instead I started creating safety from the inside out. It was like my whole life just exhaled, and I was able to release some of that tension I've been holding. And then after doing this for a while, I realized that I had built up enough safety in my body that I wanted to do new things again. I wanted to meet new people again. I wanted to get out and have these different experiences. And before, the unknown really felt like something I would dread, like I wanted to avoid, I wanted to move away from. But The unknown started feeling like an adventure to me, not like something to avoid. Trust your body and you're actually aligned with yourself, everything starts to feel easier. Not because life gets easier, but because you're not fighting with yourself internally anymore. Think about it. When you're constantly at war with yourself, you're overriding your own needs, you're telling yourself you're not enough, and it just takes up so much energy. But when you're aligned, when you're listening, when you trust yourself, that energy gets freed up and you suddenly have the capacity to do things that you actually want. You become more creative, you learn faster, your memory improves, new ideas come more easily, you problem solve better. Your brain creates new pathways because it's not spending all of its resources on trying to manage the stress. And the best part, you show up so differently in your relationships. You're not resentful. You're not constantly in deficit. You can genuinely be there for the people that you love because your cup is full. And that is what becomes possible. Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds amazing, but how do I actually do it? You just need to start tuning inward. When you catch yourself being harsh or critical, pause and ask, would I talk to my best friend this way? Then you can choose different words. You can be more compassionate. You can change your expectations. It might feel awkward at first because you're going against what you've always known, but this is what reparenting actually means. It means when things are happening throughout your day, pausing, separating out, and then choosing a different way to speak to yourself. So ask yourself throughout the day, what would I do if I loved myself? And then do that thing, even if it's tiny. Actually, especially if it's tiny, because you can build so much trust with yourself by choosing these little tiny things that make you feel good and then actually doing them. It's so much easier than promising yourself that I'm going to accomplish this big goal or stand up to someone I've never stood up to and have these big things that are so far out and so big and cost so much of us. But if I can choose one little tiny thing, like, oh, I'm thirsty, I'm going to get myself a glass of water and I'm going to pay attention and be mindful while I'm drinking the water. Wow, I'm meeting my own need right now. Those little moments are so powerful with changing the dynamic of your relationship with yourself. So when you have a few minutes between tasks, I want you to check in and ask the question, what do I need right now? And try not to judge the answer. Just listen and respond. Give your body the basics it's asking for: good sleep, sunlight, movement, nourishing food, kind words. These aren't extra credit, they are the foundation of what every single human deserves to receive. Every time you listen and respond with positivity towards yourself, you're making a deposit into your nervous system bank account. You're showing your body, I've got you. We are safe and we can relax now. And when your body feels safe, so much unlocks and becomes available to you that wasn't available before. Things that you've been previously forcing start to flow. Opportunities will appear, doors will begin to open, and relationships get deeper. They get more intimate. They get more satisfying. You feel more like yourself than you have in years. I want it to be doable, so just pick one thing and give yourself that gift today. And then come and tell me about it in the comments. What did your body need? And what did it feel like for you to actually listen and enjoy meeting your own need? You were made for so much more than just surviving. You were made to thrive, and it gets to be easier and easier the more you step out. I'm cheering you on over here, and I can't wait to see what unfolds for you. I'll see you in the next one.